One of the most common disease spread by ticks is Lyme disease. There were over 200 confirmed cases in Ohio in 2017. Pennsylvania leads the country with over 11,000 cases.
Lymefriends will help you resolve Lyme disease symptoms sooner. My name is JP Davitt, author of Better Book, founder of Lymefriends and Crowd Curing. Lymefriends use healing processes, helping members digest health information quickly. If I had access to Lymefriends, I would have been sick for 2 years versus the 10 years that I suffered from Lyme disease symptoms. Today, you have taken your first step in increasing your literacy around the process of kill, dissolve, and bind. The process I personally used to resolve over 40 plus symptoms that were the direct result of Lyme disease. Lymefriends coaching complements current treatment regimens and your doctor's orders. Your body has remarkable healing abilities if you give it what it needs. Lymefriends provides foundations, and your body does the rest. I was bit by a bug. I became a prisoner of my own body. I had 40 plus symptoms at once. I resolved all symptoms, but it cost me 10,000 hours and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Living with Lyme was information overload. I felt like I was drowning in an ocean of information. Finding relevant information was exhausting. I searched words like suffocating, gasping, drowning. I begged my doctors to cut my legs off, and my symptoms kept increasing until my body broke down, dying. It's not what you see coming that kills you. Be prepared. Any feeling of security is a false sense. When you're in pain, know that the pain can get worse. On my journey, I learned many repeatable healing processes. I learned that the better I was able to articulate my symptoms, the sooner I found answers. I had to change my vocabulary and literacy regarding my health. The sheer amount of information and learning curve hits you like a ton of bricks when you get a bad health prognosis. Lymefriends simplifies and automates the process of finding the right answers for you. I share the processes that I learned on Lymefriends. Lymefriends will grow and evolve as a resource. We don't have all the answers, but we have some good ideas. I share because I wish someone would have done this for me. When I was sick, I forgot how good I used to feel, how much joy there could be in a day. I forgot how good life was when I felt great. I miss being pleased by the small things, such as the smell of rain on pavement in the spring, smell of lilacs in June, or the top of a baby's anointed head following a baptism. These are things that make life worth living. When I was sick, I was just going through the motions. My pain overshadowed the feelings. I felt like a robot or a zombie, just trudging through my days. The days were long, the years dragged. Feeling so bad for so long, I forgot that life is about experiences. My sensory systems were overwhelmed. I didn't enjoy anything. Death is loss of your senses. The old me is dead. This loss changed my perception and feelings about life. I simply see the world in a different way and can never be the same person I once was. I was frustrated, lonely, running low on money, living month to month. Desperate for second, third, fourth opinions, I bounced from doctor to doctor. I learned the hard way, learning from my failures, spending over $200,000 going from doctor to doctor in desperation and accumulating debt. I would have paid anything just for a day of reprieve. I was beaten into submission. I wanted a silver bullet, but there wasn't one. I collapsed on a squat rack. My first symptoms began with crippling pain in my feet and legs that I just dragged around with me. Treatment started with big needles shooting cortisone into the soles of my feet. I had enough shots that it was not medically safe to receive more. I could hardly walk. Exhausted from pain, I dragged along daily. The bottoms of my feet were crunchy, and my massage therapist said that they felt like Nestle's Crunch Bars to touch. The bottoms of my arch always felt like it was on fire and being poked with hot pokers. My body filled with toxins, and my muscles felt like rocks, hardened as they filled with calcium from the bacteria shitting inside of me. I was told to practice anti-inflammatory diets, and that nothing was wrong physically. Well, if nothing was wrong, why was I sleeping with braces on my legs? Conversations with my doctors always resulted in the recommendation of an antidepressant. The antidepressant was supposed to work on the nervous system, but the prescription was indefinite. I thought a lot about the possibility that antidepressants or painkillers were the silver bullet. I thought about how even a brief reprieve from a nervous system on fire would be freedom, but I couldn't concede to a life on brain-altering drugs. What would the reprieve provided be, and at what cost? Would the prescription change who I am? I like who I am. I endured without. I chose to look for alternatives. Beaten into submission and desperate, I buckled down on all of my life choices. I was disciplined to another level with my diet out of desperation. I was running myself ragged, making personal changes. For a couple of years, I was so strict that I visited entire grocery stores and couldn't find food that met my limited diet. I was desperate. I had no choice but to be strict. Locked in, I did not deviate from my plans. I found answers at the school of hard knocks. I got somewhat better, but was still riddled with symptoms. I learned that freedom from my symptoms isn't all about willpower. I didn't have to be relentless. I had to be prepared. Acting as my own guinea pig through trial and error, I learned that most large strides or improvements in my health were from food-based supplement regimens. A regimen is a catalyst, a plan, or a course of action used to promote and restore health. It is participation in a time-bound activity with the purpose of stimulating a reaction within the body. Regimens can manipulate mental focus, diet, environmental exposure, or the physical body. I've conducted thousands of regimens. My most successful regimen ideas were coming from friends. I practiced physical medicine such as massage, myofascial release, and active release technique. I added different supplement regimens, herbal, vitamin, mineral. I coordinated my regimens to complement one another. I would know in a month if a regimen was going to work or not. The right regimen will resolve symptoms quickly. I learned from partners how to keep becoming one day better. Combining complementary regimens and practicing different modalities, I learned how to heal. A good partner is a mentor and teacher. In a good partnership, you learn from one another and evolve, healing together. Student from teacher, teacher from student, in a mutually beneficial symbiotic relationship. Each partner had different ideas and practiced different modalities. I practiced new regimens every month, giving each regimen a proper chance. I was serious about every regimen I ever attempted. I went into a regimen anticipating that it would resolve symptoms and combined one physical and one supplement regimen daily. The better my understanding of health modalities became, then the better I was at finding good partners to help in my healing journey. Find healing partners on Lymefriends. Lymefriends is a group of activated Lyme disease advocates who work together using the crowd curing platform and group training sessions to together resolve symptoms of Lyme disease and become one day better each day. Lymefriends work together using regimens to kill, dissolve, and bind Lyme parasites. When it comes to Lyme, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Create partnerships and become activated in healing. Take what others know and organize a personal plan. When healing, a plan is more important than the tool. Organize a plan and then choose the tool needed to most efficiently complete the plan. Having spent 15 years in the financial advisory business, I often relate health problems that are hard to articulate using financial adages. They're easier to understand and many times more easily relatable. One financial industry adage says that 90+% of returns over time are solely attributable to a diverse asset allocation. 90% of returns are attributable to the broad mix of asset classes within the portfolio. Stock selection and market timing account for only a small percentage of returns over time. So how do stocks, bonds, mutual funds relate to your health? I've personally found that 90% of my personal healing came from foundational regimen plans, not the supplement of the year. Fluctuation in portfolio prices and in health crisis can both cause massive anxiety. And in finance, it takes discipline to stick to your investment allocation and plan in a volatile market. It takes discipline to stick to your health plan as well over time. Treat symptoms like short-term fluctuations in the market and stick to your plan. Bad symptom days will be short-lived, and in the end, you'll be one day better by going through the turmoil. Kill, dissolve, bind is the process that changed my life. Lyme disease is a collection of symptoms that result from infection within a host. When I started planning regimens to follow the kill, dissolve, bind process is when I saw a drastic reduction in symptoms caused by my Lyme infection. Lyme disease is caused by bacteria, specifically spirochete type bacteria with strain name B. burgdorferi. Lyme infection usually originates following a bite from an infected insect. Bacteria are opportunistic, foreign invaders that eat their hosts. The bacteria that cause Lyme are microscopic spiral-shaped bacteria. Microscopic, they thrive in colonies. Individual bacteria find the weakest, lowest blood flow areas and hide in them. Eating cells and consuming our resources, they multiply. To communicate, Lyme bacteria use a language called quorum sensing, a language that functions similar to the way our hormones allow our body's systems to communicate with one another.
So now what we understand is that all bacteria can talk to each other. They make chemical words, they recognize those words, and they turn on group behaviors that are only successful when all of the cells participate in unison. And so now we have a fancy name for this. We call it quorum sensing. They vote with these chemical votes, the vote gets counted, and then everybody responds to the vote. And what's important for today's talk is that we know that there are hundreds of behaviors that bacteria carry out in these collective fashions. But the one that's probably the most important to you is virulence. So it's not like a couple bacteria get in you and then they start secreting some toxins. You're enormous. That would have no effect on you. You're huge. But what they do, we now understand, is they get in you, they wait, they start growing, they count themselves with these little molecules, and they recognize when they have the right cell number that if all of the bacteria launch their virulence attack together, they're going to be successful at overcoming an enormous host.
Lyme bacteria eat you to death. The more unhealthy the body they invade, the more damage they will do. The infection will become worse and worse over time. Lyme bacteria work to create a favorable Lyme environment in which they can multiply within you and opportunistically take over their host. We have to kill, dissolve, and bind. First, we kill the bacteria. Second, we dissolve their dead carcass. Third, we bind the positively charged carcass remnants and escort them out of the body. Kill Lyme bacteria. Look, bacteria are literally trying to eat us. It's the circle of life, and they are all opportunistic. If bacteria see an opportunity to eat weak, deficient cells, they will take it. You have to kill them before they kill you. Human beings are significantly more evolved than a simple bacteria, and your immune system is smarter than any bacteria. The weaker you are, the more likely you are to lose a fight against Lyme bacteria. If you give your body the right tools and food, then you can kill even the toughest bacteria. To destroy bacteria, the most widely used regimens are antibiotics. Antibiotics are very effective when the infection is caught early and is contained to the bloodstream. If antibiotics are ineffective, it is most likely because the smart Lyme bugs are forming cysts to hide in an unfavorable environment created by the antibiotics. Lyme bacteria are said to go dormant inside cysts to wait for a more favorable environment to attack. To kill the bacteria, you must destroy the cyst first. Many Lyme doctors complement antibiotics with cyst-busting medication Flagyl. Flagyl is used to dissolve the cysts. For me, antibiotics were not 100% effective, and I had more luck with an herbal supplement called SPK made by Kroger Herb. Using this supplement, I did not believe that the bacteria sensed the unfavorable environment. The supplement seemed to be stealth, eluding the bacteria's defenses. I've heard of many different regimens that will kill Lyme bacteria, ideas ranging from intravenous vitamin C to stevia and Rife machines. When bacteria die, the carcass breaks up into a neurotoxin. The neurotoxin coats the nerves like grease on a pan after you make hamburgers. Attempting to clean a greasy hamburger pan, without soap you'll just smear the grease. Dissolve Lyme bacteria. Neurotoxins must be dissolved. Free-floating neurotoxins bombard the nervous system, sticking to nerves, muscles, and fascia. They break down healthy cells and cause bunching, restricting blood flow and movement. To clean a greasy hamburger pan, add a little dish soap. The grease breaks down chemically and is easily washed away with some water. To cleanse neurotoxins, they need to be chemically broken down like the grease on the hamburger pan. Neurotoxins exist as remnants of Lyme bacteria carcasses. The toxins need to be dissolved like the greasy pan is cleaned. Many positive changes occurred after killing the Lyme bacteria. Symptoms changed. Many disappeared, but my leg pain actually increased and acted like a fibromyalgia feeling throughout my body. Deep bone pain. I was also much colder. Nerves throughout the body were all hypersensitive. Dissolving Lyme toxins requires doctor's supervision. If done too quickly, it can wreak havoc on the nervous system and the liver. The most effective regimen for me was a specific neurotoxin dissolving tincture, but I was always supplemented with glutathione and vitamin C. They both help significantly to lower the neurotoxin burden. Bind Lyme bacteria. Bind free-floating neurotoxin particles. The Lyme toxins will be escorted from the body through bloodstream and bound in the bowel or the intestines. If the Lyme neurotoxins are not bound, they will regularly be reabsorbed into the bloodstream in the leaky gut, large intestines. Leaky intestines caused by the antibiotics killing the good bacteria that inhabit the intestines. The good bacteria, or probiotics, keep the microenvironment of the large intestine healthy. Lyme patients take massive amounts of antibiotics. The good bacteria die. The intestines become rotted and weaker. The intestines become overrun with bad bacteria, and the intestines start to look like an unkept inner city yard compared to a manicured country club lawn or garden. Recirculation and reabsorption of toxins caused from unhealthy intestines cause autoimmune symptoms. The immune system attacks healthy cells that absorb the recirculated neurotoxin remnants. Some examples of supplements that I used for binding are charcoal, zeolite, and calcium glucarate. Kill, dissolve, bind can be a long process and won't be easy. Healing occurs in layers, and every time you heal your most troubling symptom, another symptom of less importance to your body will emerge. The new symptom will become your top priority. We will give you a plan and the tools to keep healing. Lymefriends are activated and prepared to resolve Lyme symptoms. To resolve a bunch of symptoms, we're going to kill, dissolve, and bind together. Together, we will coordinate resources, sharing knowledge about different modalities and making treatment affordable. We can achieve together what is impossible to achieve alone. When setting healing goals, a written plan is as important as finding the right healing partners and supplements. In 1979, Harvard conducted a goal-setting study on their MBA graduating class. The purpose of the study was to analyze the students who had set goals and had a plan for their attainment, and then comparing earnings to those who hadn't set goals. In the Harvard Business School MBA study on goal setting, the graduating class was asked a single question about their goals in life. Have you set written goals and created a plan for their attainment? 84% of the class had not set any goals. 13% of the class had goals but had not written them down. And 3% of the class had written goals. 10 years later, the 13% of the class that had goals were making twice as much money as the 84% of the class that had not set any goals at all. The 3% of the class that had written goals were making 10 times as much as the rest of the 97% of the class. The top 3% at some point had an aha moment. At Lymefriends, we say that the limelight turns on when Limeys have that aha moment and they realize they need a written plan. Lyme coaching. I often tell my financial advisory clients not to exchange time for money. Organization, education, and technology save time. Not exchanging time for money means don't spend your time just to make a little bit more money. Increase your efficiency and make more money per hour so that you can spend your time with your family doing the things you like to do. We all pay for time, spending ourselves and working countless hours in an attempt to live life on our terms. My life recently changed. My family eats organic and we cook with quality ingredients. Therefore, I used to shop most days after work, spending on average 30 minutes per day, 2.5 hours weekly, 10 hours per month, 120 hours in a year. My wife started ordering using Whole Foods delivery service. Food quality stayed relatively the same, and I literally save an average of 30 minutes per trip. 5 trips per week. I was literally giving back an average of 20 minutes per day, 2 hours and 20 minutes per week. The time Amazon gave me back is priceless. Boom! More time, adding 5 entire days back in my year and years to my life. At Lymefriends, we partner with your doctors in a planning capacity and help you set smart goals. Lymefriends coaching works similar to the way financial planners help you to reach your goals and achieve financial freedom. We set smart goals and develop simple, executable strategies with a goal to resolve symptoms and save time. Assuming that your goals are SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, results-oriented, and most importantly, time-bound. Lymefriends coaching uses crowd-curing technology for goal setting to keep you accountable, charting progress daily and becoming one day better. Lymefriends coaching helps boost immune response, increase protein and mineral absorption, helps increase your body's ability to detoxify, and sharpens your healthcare vocabulary and literacy. Lymefriends works with Lyme literate practitioners that practice a wide range of different healing modalities. Lymefriends helps you to use your limited financial resources and tools in the most efficient way possible to shorten the time you suffer from Lyme disease symptoms. Healthcare has a deficiency, and that deficiency is a lack of patient voice. At Lymefriends, we stand together and speak as a group. We work to complement the work that each other performs, complementing one another and building foundations that you can use to work with your doctor. Patient education will change healthcare and be the catalyst for evolution into a better system. If you join us for Lyme coaching, we will partner with your primary care doctor and Together, we will work in a group setting, tracking multiple regimens daily on crowd curing. Crowd curing. So what is crowd curing? Crowd curing is a proprietary tool to coordinate resources and evolve the Lymefriends community. We coach our members' vocabulary and literacy so they can heal sooner. Crowd curing is a revolutionary tool in wellness care that pairs users based on symptoms and filters. It allows users to record and track symptoms from start through symptom resolution. Interaction with matches and mentors help users learn how to solve symptoms. Our system specializes in ease of use. Activation engages the client and motivates the user to enter personalized health data, with the carrot being immediate gratification realized from peer-to-peer contact, triggered by symptom matching algorithms. Menus, matching, cloud storage, independent testimonials, and searchability make crowd curing the most unique health platform available. It is said that you can't change a person. You can only change their environment, influencing change. Lymefriends helps you to change your environment, creating a healing environment. Together, we will create a healing environment and a culture of change. Lymefriends doesn't want to tell you what to do, but instead help you build so that you can make your own decisions in the future by providing you with the tools that will influence your daily decision making. Actions are the catalyst for change. Change comes from the real decision to become activated in healing. Your longevity depends on your ability to self-treat to resolve your symptoms. Ultimately, your daily activations revolve more around what you don't do. There is no quick fix. You have to put in the work. My fight with Lyme and chronic illness was time-consuming and expensive. Healing from any chronic illness can be a blessing, as healing from any chronic disease gives you a new lease on life. Fight now, and your experience can give you the tools to use for resolution of future symptoms. Answers are not buried on purpose. We're lucky to live in an age where data and information is so available. But available data doesn't mean interpretable data. I am personally inviting you to participate in our 5-month Lyme coaching process, in which you receive help changing your vocabulary and literacy while planning for at least 10 regimens, activating to encourage personal change. Join Lymefriends Coaching and help change your current environment. Become an influencer and create a culture of change. There are an infinite number of diagnoses, but a finite number of symptoms and regimens. Together, Lymefriends will change our vocabulary, and instead of talking about diagnosis, we'll talk the language of symptom resolution. This language contains all healing words like kill, dissolve, bind, and oxygenation. Lymefriends partners helped me to visualize my healing differently